A $180 billion reinvention. It's a very interesting headline, isn't it? There is an article just published by Forbes. And we all know what Forbes is, one of the leading financial publications out there, talking about the fact that XRP Ripple has undergone and is in the middle of a $180 billion reinvention. Now, there's some interesting points to this article. We're going to talk about it. But really what I want to stress in this video is that if you've owned XRP for any period of time, it has been a series of ups and a lot of downs. And I have been a long-term XRP holder, probably along there with you. We had the 5-year legal battle with SEC, which I think was a frivolous lawsuit filed, in my opinion, by the banking industry to slow Ripple down. That's what I think. Because if you look at the tide is turning. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, is just coming out in the last day or so saying that he was wrong about Bitcoin and he was wrong about crypto. I don't think he was wrong. I think he was lying, personally, my 2 cents. And I think it's again, it goes directly to the scenario of don't believe what they say, look at what they do. All right. And so you had major financial solutions out there the last year, 2 years that were publicly stating that Bitcoin was a scam, a pet rock, and all these different things, yet quietly they were buying the Bitcoin ETF. And I guarantee you they were buying Bitcoin and they were buying crypto. Okay. Anyway, with that, let's jump back over into the $180 billion reinvention, because the point of me telling you what I just told you is that there's always going to be that narrative out there that in one way or another, I think is meant to dislodge you and dissuade you from owning crypto until it is okay to own crypto. Why then would it be okay? So that they can sell it to you and they can make their percentage and they can make their vast profits off of you buying crypto through them. All right. So this article, which is easy to find, just go out and literally type in Ripple Forbes article and you can find it, says at a high level that Ripple is undergoing a $180 billion reinvention. And it goes in depth into the fact of all the acquisitions that what Ripple is doing. And they're building their stack. They're building the companies to put together the new infrastructure for the new banking system as everything becomes and moves onto the blockchain, tokenization, all that kind of stuff, right? And I firmly believe that that is true, that Ripple is positioning themselves as one of the leaders in this new wave of how banking, finance will be done day to day, the tokenization of assets, how money moves inside companies, outside of companies, between banks, how money moves cross-border, real world assets, tokenization, everything, all that whole spectrum, and serving enterprise clients. And if you look at what Ripple is doing, and I will bring this back to you as an XRP holder, if you look at what Ripple is doing, they are strategically going out and either A, building the technology, or B, acquiring companies to build out their portfolio of Ripple companies to facilitate that entire process. Everything I've just mentioned. And that fundamentally, if you cut through everything else, is one of the main reasons that I own XRP. I own XRP because I believe in the leadership and the vision of what Brad Garlinghouse is executing, him and his staff, his executives. And if you look at all of the acquisitions and you look at what they're doing, yes, I think that they are in a $180 billion reinvention. 180 billion refers to their market capitalization, as well as their private stock that's not, they haven't IPO'd and all. That's kind of where Forbes came up with that number, by the way, the $180 billion. At the end of the day, you have to know and believe in why you own your XRP. For me, it is very simple. I can look at what they do their business. I can look at the political landscape, both here in the United States and abroad, and I get it. I can look at the tide is turning as far as tokenization, blockchain technology, the adoption of those real world assets moving on to chain, and the new state of DeFi and what that will look like with its marriage with traditional finance, all of those variables. And you look at the acquisitions that Ripple has made and the moves that they are making, it's smart. They are moving in a strategic direction to be one of the key players inside of that trillion-dollar market that is banking, multi-trillion-dollar market that is banking, that is Wall Street, the movement of money, tokenization of assets, and so forth and so on. And that's as simple as that's what it comes down to for me. You have to make your own choice as far as why do you or what are your reasons for owning your XRP? And look, I don't get hung up in what the price of XRP is right this minute. I've told you guys, I'm a long-term XRP bull. I buy and I'm holding because I am holding for that series of large paydays down the road when XRP and all of crypto is vastly, I'm using that word appropriately or on purpose, bigger than it is today. And that's what it comes down to for me. Okay. So when we see moves down, like we saw yesterday, where we moved down, into the $2.40 or what would $2.20, or if there's a market shakeup and I see XRP go below $2, this guy is buying because I am, because why not? Right. That's what it comes down to for me. You have to make your own choice. Okay. So just wanted to share that with you. Okay. Two things. Number one, look, if you need help making even more money in crypto, you need to take a look at my trading indicator, X1 ALGO. It's literally about a little over $1 a day to use it. This is a good example of it working in real time. This is virtual protocol. Look, this is a seller, or my software said basically sell. Okay. And it said sell before it went down 32%. So in 14 days, it dropped. Okay. Sell, right? Don't take look at it this way. Don't take a 32% loss. All right. Then a buy alert issued right here. And in the last 7 days is up 83%. That's how the software works. It runs on your iPhone. It runs on an Android. It runs on your computer, and you can do it anywhere. You can use it anywhere in the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's a private group behind it, a chat group that I've set up, Discord. There's live training 3 times a week for you. There's a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. There's a link in the description below to get to this. The quarterly option is the cheapest on a per-day basis. There's a discount code down there that makes it even cheaper than you see on the screen. Why not try it? You have zero risk here, okay? Look, by the way, Zcash, look at this. A buy alert issued 71 days ago. It's up 951%. 951%. Okay? $1,000 bought Zcash on that buy alert issued from my software. You would be in profit $9,513. Okay? Links in the description below. Go take a look at it. Promise you won't be disappointed. You got a 30-day, no questions asked, cancellation refund policy. For whatever you don't like it, you get a refund. You have zero risk here. Zero risk here. So give it a look. As always, thanks for giving me a few minutes. Appreciate you watching. Later.